So it's great for people to kind of bead through the struggles of life. You see something funny on the internet and you bead it right away. And that's part of the experience of being an Indigenous artist and being a queer artist and being online all the time. So my name is Laylia Bennett. I go by Little Ilnu as my art alias name. I've been running my business for about 2 years now. It started out back in 2018. I learned how to bead from a friend, the Crafty Killjoy on Instagram. And it was kind of just by chance that we met. And because I was taught how to do beadwork there, it really just took off. At some point during the pandemic, when I was at home a lot, I was experimenting more with beadwork. And sort of over these last 2 years, I've been getting more into design work and creating a lot more intricate patterns. And I've been able to branch out from there. So it used to be just kind of simpler designs or one or two in a different color. And now I find myself being able to kind of draw inspiration from really anything that can be turned into an earring, because anything can be. The most iconic one that I have to talk about, because it's been going wild on Instagram, is I beaded a medallion of Patrick Starfish from the SpongeBob movie. So it's a big giant Patrick Starfish with fishnets and boots, and it's just the coolest thing ever. So it's been getting a lot of attention, and people from across the way will go, "Look at that," and kind of freak out about it. So that's awesome. I hope to make stickers of it as well. But some of my other favorite characters that I have are probably the Minion earrings. Those were designed in collaboration with my partner, and definitely Kirby and Hello Kitty. Yeah, it's definitely hard to choose, but there's some really great things there. I tried to branch out and do a little bit of Animal Crossing, a little bit of Nintendo, a little bit of, Pokemon, obviously. My identities inspire the pieces that I make. So I'm queer, I'm not cis, I haven't decided my label yet. I'm also autistic and chronically ill. And so I take in account all my identities, and I feel that they're represented in my work in the way that I experience them. Not everything is a one-size-fits-all, but because of my queer identity, I do like to incorporate lots of bright colors. It's something that means a lot to me. And even just besides all the sentimental things, I think that a lot of folks who have ADHD can relate to the experience of you try something new because it seems really exciting, and then you're not good at it, and right away you're like, I don't know if this is for me, but I still felt like there was something about it that I really wanted to try again. That's not super common for me, so I was like, light bulb moment, this is something that obviously is going to go somewhere for me, but this has really just kind of elevated my whole artistic practice. I find more people, more non-Indigenous people buy my artwork than perhaps some folks who are only selling traditional items, because they can connect to it in a different way. So when I'm making things that are pop culture that they've seen on TV before, or they have their favorite stuffy that, they cuddle with at night, and it's in beadwork, it just opens a new world for them. And sometimes it can be a pathway for them to see Indigenous artwork in a different way and understand what contemporary Indigenous artwork looks like. And not everything has to be the most traditional thing ever. And so yeah, it really just gives an opportunity for non-Indigenous folks to interact with my art practice and with other folks, and it carries on from there. I think there's a lot of other folks that do this kind of beadwork. Not lots, but there are folks out there, and I always love seeing their stuff as well, and that tends to get the most reactions out of people because they're just so excited.
When we were at your booth earlier this afternoon, someone stopped by and said, it's really great to see beadwork because beadwork is dying. What do you think that sentiment, that when people say that?
That was an interesting comment, because I definitely disagree. I think it depends what kind of people you follow online or what your community circle is like, because I'm friends with a lot of artists. I follow about 5,000 people online, and I would say that a good third of them are at least beadwork artists. And there's a lot of folks that do it, actually. And so I don't think it's dying at all, especially in the last couple of years, what I've noticed, at least because I'm, doing this as a business. So I'm not sure what it was like before. There's a huge uptake in people wanting to learn traditional art forms, and beadwork happens to be one of those because it can be really experimental, and there's a lot more options of what you can make. For example, quills are a little bit harder to work with. So I think beads are a more accessible way for people to get, in there, learn a bit more about their culture. Maybe they can reflect on, what symbolism and florals and designs they have in their nation and incorporate that. And I see that happening all over the place. And it's really wonderful to see people doing beadwork. Yeah.